reaped the benefit of that love. And pretty naive way to think. And so I learned very important lessons about people and their voids, and how when you have voids, you know, like a black hole just sucks, you know, and consumes everything into it, you know. And I met a lot of those people. You know, here I was, this ship, I just want to love, you know, and I met a lot of black holes, a lot of people with a lot of deep, painful voids, and, you know, who found it easy to take advantage and to manipulate and to deceive someone with me who just, you know, all I want to do is love. I had to learn from those things, painfully, you know, but even now I thank God for correction. You know, I even thank Him for hardship, because it shows me exactly where I am, where I was, and where I need to be. So it was important. It was a very important record. Interestingly enough, you know, that record was all about what I feel, you know, and it's going to be interesting to see what the next record becomes, because that will probably be about what I think, you know, as opposed to what I feel, everything that I feel, you know. It'll be what I feel still, you know, but it's also going to be something conscious. You know, a lot of that was unconscious creation, unconscious creativity, because I was so overwhelmingly emotional. You know, it was just like I just had to write about this. Every time that God navigates my ship, there's nothing cerebral going on. There's very little, you know, there's very little thought. It's almost as if I have the directions. Every time I try to do it myself, I'm conjuring up my own concoction and trying, and you know, it's a little more difficult to do it that way, because it takes a lot of thought, it takes a lot of energy. But it's like when I'm led, you know, it kind of really is just all there, and it's clear. These are your orders, just go forth and carry them out. And so I was going to say, you know, that this album gets to be what I think, but I don't know. Who knows? Who knows what that will be? Because I think that what I've consciously decided to do is be patient and wait for those instructions again, as opposed to the instructions from the record company. You know, I can't, unfortunately, I can't fulfill their needs. You know, I can't, because it's devoid of all feeling, you know what I mean? I have to make sure that what I create, you know, I never want to condescend. There are a lot of people who condescend to the audience. You know, they just think, oh, they like anything, just throw a beat on it and put your voice on it. But if it doesn't move me, then I don't think it's worthy enough to put out there and move someone else, you know what I mean? Like it has to be something that is personally, you know, is something that I need personally. That's my barometer for whether or not it's good for the people. Not just anything, just, you know, just make a beat, it's hot, throw it out there. You know, that I can't use that barometer. That doesn't work with me. I personally don't feel the pressure. The pressure is out there. Yeah, but I don't feel it. I really, really don't. You know, it does exist. Everyone, you know, I see people, hey, when's that record company? You coming? You know, you can't leave us hanging like that. We need something else. Or the record company, or the window of opportunity is almost closed. But I just don't think that those rules apply to me. And not because of me, but I just think that it's something spiritual and something bigger. And I think that if you respond to the needs of the people, you know, that's timeless. There is not a window of opportunity for people's needs. My whole life, at a certain point, was studio and you know, studio, hotel, stage, hotel, stage, studio, stage, hotel, studio, stage. You know, and I was expressing, I was expressing everything from my past, everything that I had experienced prior to that studio stage time, and it was like, you know, you have to go back to the well, you know, in order to. You know, in order to give someone something to drink, you know, you can't. I felt like a cistern, you know, dried up, and like there was nothing more, you know. And it was so beautiful because normalcy. I returned to a normal situation with my children running around, screaming, you know, and it was wonderful. And I walked down the street and I went grocery shopping and I loved it. Every minute of it I love. I find, you know, even when it's raining, I just go outside and I look outside and I'm just so blessed to see it and to experience it, because for such a long time I was just indoors. The whole concept of success to me is a little bit warped. Because what are you being successful at in your house trap? That's not successfully living. You know, I don't buy into that whole concept of success, that I have this mountain with this moat around it and then I get into my, you know, my big car and, you know, and drive to my destination and never see people. That's not my concept of success. You know, my concept of successful living is escaping the matrix, as we talked about, you know. It, you know, it has very little to do with what people think success is. I actually feel successful right now, even though, you know, I don't have an album out or a video or a song on the radio, because I'm trying to be obedient to his will. I'm trying to be, you know, a loving and caring mother, a loving and caring wife to be, a loving and caring daughter, a loving and caring friend, a responsible person. And every day is another opportunity for me to be successful at that. The other stuff, I think it'll come. I think, you know, I don't think, I know, you know, there are certain gifts that each of us have. You know, the gifts we don't have to worry about so much because God gave them to us. It's the living, it's the life, it's the now, you know, it's wisdom without understanding is, what is it? You know, how do you're so wise, you're so intelligent, but how do you apply that to your life? Is your life in turmoil? I was born in East Orange. I lived in Newark for a brief time, moved to New York for a short period of time, and then moved to South Orange. And South Orange was, it was interesting because it was this very diverse, and I can't just say South Orange, I have to say the area surrounding South Orange, because Newark is the city, and then the oranges are the suburbs, okay? And, you know, I lived in this suburb where it was like, I'd say 50%, maybe 40% black, 60% Jewish. And I grew up with this very eclectic, just interesting exposure to all these different cultures. And of course, Manhattan is right there. So, you know, just from the time I was very young, exposed to the Jewish community, the Asian community, the West Indian community, the Cuban community, the Latin, you know, just a myriad of cultures in this one area. My mother was a teacher. She was an educator, and you know, but even if she wasn't, I really think that I had a love. I don't know if it was necessarily for academics more than it just was for achieving, period. You know, and if it was academics, if it was sports, if it was music, if it was dance, whatever it was, you know, I was always driven to do a lot in whatever field or, you know, whatever area I was focusing on at the moment. So I did well in school, but learned a lot from that too. You know, learned a lot from the school atmosphere, the school setting, but so much of my experiences came